Hi everyone, Sean and Rave here. Just wanted to get over and get this video out. It is Sunday evening, and I did want to get this out earlier, but unfortunately was had some family obligations I was having to deal with and contend with. Anyhow, um, just want to go over some tips of understanding Surge and what may be able to give you a little help within taking Surge trades. All right. Um, And just for it, I have the 15-minute up on the left and a 1 minute. So you get your multi-time frame analysis going. All right. And with that, uh, we have our 40 range here and our 21 EMA. All right. Now, looking at what we have here, this is going at the overnight. So let's get to Friday, which was not an easy day. All right. I'll get into it a little bit more. Here's the news at 8:30. Chopped around. Looking at 9:37 here or so. And then we'll figure like I usually don't like to do anything until 9:45, which would be right here. All right. Now if we're looking, we're coming down after actually being here, a bit of a pullback. The 1 minute and the 5 minute are both showing me a range. All right. Well, I mean the 15 minute. Now the fact that the 15 minute here is showing a range, that gives you a little idea that there's a little bit of agreement going on. All right. Some people say indecision. I say it's agreement. So the fact that price is sitting in a range and it's going back and forth, that means that buyers and sellers are coming up with saying that there's an equal amount of value in that area. There's value in the area, you get balance, you get range, you get top. All right. So understanding the environment that you're in will greatly increase your odds on the trades that you take. All right. You have to understand the market dynamics. Um, so that being said, we see here on the 15 minute, it not really breaking up the highs here. It's not breaking the lows here. You know, when it breaks it, it's getting bought up. When it breaks it, it's getting sold off. All right. And that's been happening for 8:30 all the way till 11. That happened there. Okay. So if you're able to just see that as it's going, all right. So pull into the 1 minute here. See the 1 minute? They're going back and forth. All right. But this also gives you an idea of what room you have to trade it. All right. And what kind of trades you're going to want to take. You're not going to be really looking for too much of a trending market if we're in a range. So sometimes it's a little hard to figure out at the beginning, but as you go more and more, you'll get a little better understanding. Um, it's just like anything else, screen time always helps along the way. So like here we had a selling surge. All right. Take our area, redraw it. EMA sloping up. Same the 80 EMA on the 1 minute sloping up. And we have some room between the 15-minute range that we're in. So since it's in the middle of that range, that's, for me personally, a caution sign. You don't want to be trading from the PLC or VWAP. You want to be trading to it, you know? You don't want to be at the highest amount of value because that's when the biggest fight is going to happen. All right. So if the biggest fight's going to happen, this will be pulling in both directions, and that makes it harder to do anything. All right. But you want to see if there is sort of a trend and go from there. I see here we had a bearish surge above the EMAs. All right. If we look at the 15-minute, The 15-minute 21 is going up. The 15-minute 8 is going up. And on the 1 minute, the 8 is sloped up. And we're crossing pretty much right over the 21. Okay. So trying to sell this is a hard sell for me. But either case, with the way the surge setup is, we have the surge, we have this here. It pulled away from the 21. This is the reversion trade. And this one actually made it. Okay. Then you have another surge here. Now this one I like better because EMAs are stacked, even on the 15, and we already have the crossover on the 1. So price is looking to go up. On the 1 minute, we see rejection with wicks on the bottom, all at one price level. If we look at the order flow, all right, which is this here, which is, let's see, right here, we see trap traders that were right here, and that's at the first wick on the 1 minute, all right, came back up, came back down, and then we have this surge with imbalance. All right, let's use the order flow, guys. We have it. That's what it's there for. It tells us what's kind of happening in the market. So we got trap traders with a nice amount of volume. On the bottom, we have a selling imbalance. All right, and then we have stack selling imbalance that got bought up, came back down. We see selling imbalance. We have the surge with a buying imbalance right here. Now look at the delta. We had strong delta coming down. All right. Wasn't that strong of delta to push it right back up. It kind of evened off with 0%. All right, then 5. We had -5 on the -20 on this. All right, 83 delta, 1 here, 14 here. So it wasn't that, didn't take that much effort to get this up. Came back down strong. And then you see this here, 36%. We got pushed up hard from here. You got the surge. It went up. Now you know the sellers are going to want to defend this area here. All right. So as they're defending, it comes back down. All right. Comes down. We have the doji. It tags just inside the zone of this surge. All right. EMAs are stacked. They're stacked there and on the 1 minute. This gives me good confidence that this one is definitely a quality trade. All right. And that's where we have the most room. Okay. Now, most of you that have seen my other videos, I like to draw my support and resistance off the 5-minute chart, and they usually are pretty dynamic in the way that they work. Here we go. It comes right up to right around that area of the support and resistance level. This one here, we chopped right around it, and then we broke out. All right, so broke out. We got the signal to go. We had the surge. There you go. So that's kind of a really perfect A1 setup for doing the surge retest. All right. EMAs are sloping and trending up. Okay, let's zoom out a little. This EMAs is sloping going up. We have a negative surge. That doesn't make it. But EMAs are sloping up. We get a positive surge. Push, and it goes. Now this is here. We have these surges here. This comes down. We have absorption right at this level. All right. But our ADM is a little sideways. Where are we now on the other charts? We're actually not too bad, except for we're starting to hit the top of that range. Now, if we're looking from here, we have from 72 or 27 up to 46. You have the possibilities of actually making that one work. All right. Remember, we're playing probabilities. Pulled away, it came right back to it. We had a push up here, but unfortunately, that one didn't make it. So you would have had one winner, one loser, and then we come to here. We have a downtrend, or we have a bearish. All right, we're coming off of that top support resistance level. We see that we were at a little bit of a range below, but we're going against the 15-minute. But if I'm looking at the 1 minute where this is happening, we're breaking the ADMA. Now, within that, get this right. It comes down, comes back up. We're hitting, we had imbalance here, trap traders, absorption, trap traders, trap traders, trap traders here. We have a level right here. It broke out of this level. This is a small range. All right. I want to make another lesson about this, of my understanding and interpretations of how ranges are and how powerful they can be if you, in utilizing them. I like micro and mini ranges, but I'll get into that one. That'll be in probably the next video because that brings in a lot of depth of what I actually look for in different setups. But we have a little range that the market did right here. All right. Remember Marcus Fractal, we have a range. It broke down out of the range, and this is pulling back up to test the bottom of the range. After we have a surge that pushed it out. Okay. We have room for the market to go down to the prior low. All right, which would be down here. Since we have that room, that leaves that as being a good probable trade. All right. Even if we were just going to that support and resistance level. All right. But that, just on that first push down out of that, got 17.5 points. All right. But understanding and seeing these little ranges and seeing that little push out and come back, we have range bars. Makes it a lot easier to see. All right. Let's take your rectangles and think. Broke out of the range, pulled back up, it tested the bottom. There it goes. All right. So, and honestly, if we look at this here, price came up. I'll see, I'm going to see if that try to break the top of that there. And, so ranges are in different styles and manners, which I'll get into that later. But this here kind of pulled out of there, came right back to the middle after having the surge. So the surge pulled it out of the bottom. We had the EMAs in our favor. That goes that way. Same thing here. Came out, EMAs in our favor. We could take that down. Now we're just doing this off the 40. We don't even really need to look at that to see those there. All right. But either case, we have that there. Now let's look for the next surge. Surge is up here. All right. At this point here, we're seeing the surges. Nothing's tested. Nothing's tested. This is coming down here, brings us into this surges here. Looking left, we can anticipate that we should be able to get up to there, but it didn't go. All right. So this one here, even though we have the surges, we have the imbalances right here that got bought and up. So there's a lot of transactions that happened there, selling imbalances that were stacked. Okay. We had the trap traders here coming up to there. So we had we had two winners, what, two winners and a loss already? So this one here would have been another, let's see if it would have made it. 9.5. Nope. That would have been a loss. Okay. We wouldn't have been even looking at this because of that. This one here, we had this range here, pulled back, and it was coming down. We had the surge. EMAs is sloping down, pulled back to the 8, and started going down. You had this buy signal with the surge pushing up. If the surge is pushing up and it gets reversed, look at the delta. It was pushed up with not that much over in delta. There was a lot more contracts transacted bringing it down, the candle before. All right. You need to check out the order flux. There's a lot of negative imbalances going right here. This was that little extra push here. This value area, most of the value is right here. All right. This candle closed below the value area. So look back. Let's look at the other one that was here. This candle definitely closed below that value area. It tested that value area on this one. This one here, it just tested the value area. This one here didn't even get to test the value area. There was buyers just picked it up really early on that one. All right. So that's that. This is this one here. Now we have another one here. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Now on this one here, if we look, the 1 minute, the 8 is below the 21, sloping down. The 8 EMA will typically save your life in a lot on the 1 minute. You always want to be in the direction of the 8 EMA and on the right side of it. Okay? Typically with the 40 range, you are. They do pretty much align most times. Okay? If you look here, if you're on the right side of it here, you are not on that one, but typically you would be in a good scenario in that aspect. Have this one here, came down. We're looking to push up. This 15 is still looking like we're in a range. We're in the middle of the range, but the 1 minute is showing that we're breaking up above both. The 8 EMA is sloping up. All right. Take this one. This one works. You just want to try to avoid the ones that are going to get you in chop. This one here, we had the selling was absorption. All right. It's at the high of that there. So just want to look. Let's take a little closer look at this. All right. We had imbalances, stacked imbalances, decent pressure moving down with the delta. They really, right here, pushed hard to come down. So this area, we know at this level here, the sellers are trying to get it down. We get back to that area again. Look at the delta. Just tells you right there who's taking control. All right. We got the bulldozer. They pushed it and bulldozed over these sellers that were trying to bring it down right here. 47%. That's a hefty percentage to try to get that down. Negative 62. 145 on this candle. So they tried really hard here. They stepped in hard here and they failed. All right. So now we're moving up. See the negative delta, 3%, 1,100 contracts, minus 34. All right. Well, what happened? We got a surge, imbalance, bulldozer. I'm telling you there that the buyers are really stepping in right here. Once they get over this value area, so you even wait for that. Take it off there. All right. We're here. This is right here. It dipped into the area, right to the bottom of the value area, and then they took it over. Sketch ruler. And from this one, that just ran. All right. Yeah. So you'd still be in the trade before the next one actually showed up. Takes you out there. You already took it out, so I'm typically one not to take too many in the same. If I'm into one trade, I'd add into a trade. So that's just me personally. Let's look at this one here. We have a bulldozer with absorption. It pulls back down. Mark's kind of telling you, look at the 1 minute chart. We pulled back to the 8 EMA. We got a surge going up. That's a quality one right there. And you hit your target. Okay? You want to let the candles tell you what's going on. Always look left. We have this area here. They got here. They pulled it back. The sellers are trying to recover here. The ones that didn't get out early enough, instead of getting stopped out, they're getting out here. Instead of getting out of their sells, that means they're buying. It's help picking it right back up. All the ones that got stopped pushed it even more. All right. It's just seller's remorse right around there. Um, we have this one here, never got tested. This one here was tested a little bit. Everything's sloping up. The 15-minute is pushing up. Let's move the 15-minute over a little bit. You see that? All right. So there. Yep, never touched. This one here was touched a little bit. We had absorption just beforehand, all positive delta. EMA sloping up pretty hard, so it shows the aggression right there. Okay. The ADMA on the 1 minute, we're up and above it. And this one here sneaks it in. Okay. We're above the support and resistance level. 15-minute, still sloping up pretty good. 8 EMA on the 1 minute, sloping up good. Everything's looking good. This one here, we came down to that same level. Right, this just came out. All right, so we have a surge here, showing you that you have buyer aggression here. The sellers couldn't break down below that. So we have the support resistance of this short term is right here at 417. Came back down again. We got a surge. Technically had a trend line right there, but from this one here, buyers came back in. EMAs are sloping up. They couldn't get it down. This 8 EMA never broke to 21, so we're looking really good. The 21 held price the whole way through. All right. That one goes. Looking at delta, we had some negative delta here. Imbalance, imbalance. When you're seeing the stacked imbalances, that's showing aggression getting taken over. Okay. And then on that candle with the surge was definitely stacked imbalances with the surge. With KISS, we're able to move it in and out, guys. Utilize it. All right. Let it help you see what's going on. You need to zoom out, see what the market's doing, see where it's flowing, come back in, and then look at the order flow. Let the order flow dictate what you feel the market is doing. Read the market. All right. This level, you know, is a strong level. Price came back down to it again. This same surge area is right here, coming in again. The sellers are trying to get it down. All right. Would you want to take this into this strong level that's right here that you know is at 416? 36? Only came down to 27. All right. Personally, I don't know. I'm looking at the 15-minute. We're up and above the EMAs. We're having a little bit of consolidation. That's usually a pullback. You can see how it goes until it breaks, you know? So just utilize everything to your best judgment and caution. All right. Remember, we're not looking to take every trade. What we're looking to do is take every high probability. This here. EMAs are sloping down. We have this area here. And the other area that we were in was down here, where we know that the buyers were aggressive. So since we know the buyers were aggressive down here and defending the 17, I believe it was, right? 417 down here. We have room with this. You have room. We got absorption at the top after the surge. They already took over. You had absorption here. Trap period is here. Sellers took it over. EMAs is stacked and showing how the momentum's moving. The buyers tried to get it up here. They got absorbed and it closed down. All right. You had a good opportunity to take that there. This here, we're going for a reversion trade. Is it possible? Sure. But what's the probabilities? Not as much as they would if we were seeing a downward one. Here, we crossed. So we crossed. As we cross, you have the sellers here. Negative delta with strong positive delta is coming in afterwards. So we had negative delta with about 2,400 contracts right here. It's at 230. That's a lot of contracts at one level to be negative delta and still close up. Didn't really retest it, so you never really had the entry. Came back down, we had absorption. All right. We had sell signals with the surges going here. As high as we are here, this one here on the 15th, we're coming and testing the ADMA. All right. On the 1 minute, we're down in, above. So for me, that's kind of a no trade zone for me, especially being in between the EMAs on the 15th. I don't like those areas typically because price will go back and forth and be a bit of a fight. But with their system, take this, that one would have squeezed through. Okay. And that's it. So we're looking at almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. There's a few trades. Let's open this up, squeeze this out. So this was a winner, winner, winner. This one here, I believe, is a loser. All right. So winner, 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 winner. Let's see. This one here was so I remember about that. Let's see. Oh, and yeah, that one would have worked, would have been a winner. All right. This one here, you're going right off of here trying to do that. It's a lot of negative delta, positive, going against the EMAs. So if we did, since we didn't go against the EMAs, just with that alone, saved you from this one. This one, you could have hit, but it never came back and retested. This one here would have worked, but you're going against the EMAs. I'm going to remove that one. That one I wouldn't have taken, personally. All right. That one there, going with the EMAs. This one here, going with the EMAs. Going with the EMAs. All right. EMAs, 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 EMAs. Going against. See, this was, yeah, surge going down against the EMAs. That one was a loser. Actually, oh no, that was a winner. I just made it. Going with the EMAs. So if you just go with the 8 and the 21, you could do relatively well. This one worked as a reversion trade. All right. Remember the ranges, which I said I'll do another video with that. Probably gonna be the next one, and it deals a lot with a little bit of market analysis. and market auction theory and the process of how I combine everything all together and understanding different processes and how things work in that aspect. All right. But that's pretty much it for working with the simple search setups. Don't want to jump in on every one, just like any other system. You want the highest probability. But since we have the ability to see what's going on, zoom in. Yeah, nice Uber here, absorption at this level, understand the levels. We're looking at order flow. Order flow is all about price levels. So we're seeing what's happening at each individual price level. All right. All right. Uh, I'm gonna probably have a screen up right after this. I'll have the Discord information in there, and hope you all have a good rest of the evening. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Thanks.